Welcome back to No Spoilers.
Hi, Tina Fey, auditioning for Bloodshot. You want bloody? We can do bloody. Not bad, huh? Every man's got his weak spot. At least when I go, I know what it's for. Your brother never told you never threaten a man's family? That's a pretty stupid thing to do, but I'll make it easy for you. I'll walk away when she walks away. Letty. Just stick to the plan, Brian! I got the magic stick. I know if I can hit once, I can hit twice. I hit the baddest chick. Shorty, you don't believe me, to go me tonight. I'll show you magic. Magic. I got the magic stick.
The Hunt. I am not worthy. I am not worthy. I give this sacrifice of TP to the TP gods. I am not worthy. I am not worthy. Thank you for joining me. I had to give a sacrifice to the TP gods, as you can see. Staying as stocked as I can on TP. The quarantine is still not over after 8 weeks. That's 56 days. And a whole lot of time of staying at home. If you are with loved ones, please make sure you show your love by social distancing from them, or apply source control. I'm a strong believer in source control, and hopefully we will get down to not very many deaths from this awful pandemic, COVID-19. I'm not a celebrity. I don't have a lot of money at my disposal. But I would encourage you, if you do have disposable money, which not very many people do, to make sure that you find a cause that you have deemed worthy and help out as much as you can. And in the midst of all that depressing news, I'm going to bring you something fun and uplifting, because, you know, that's what I do. I'm the biggest troll on the internet, and I am only here to serve you, my little minions, and the TP gods. And I just want to make the world silky smooth. Yes, I am the internet Zohan. I said it. Now, we all know that it's very difficult to go to the movie theater nowadays and to go and see the movies with your favorite actors that we all know and love. This is why I have an important message to you. If you see one of your movies online, go ahead and buy it. I know you love going to the theater, but when this is all over, we will go to the movies once again. All my little minions, all the people who enjoy going out to the movies, they love the popcorn, they love the candy and the whole vibe that the movie theater brings. Just be sure to still support these movies and support your actors, and along with all of the things that you are supporting. Ooh, things. Did you hear me stutter? Yes, I just stuttered. I just got really nervous for no reason. So, while I've been staying home, I've been doing a lot more movie watching. Actually, that hasn't changed. I watched the hell out of some movies. So, welcome to my channel, DJ Nichols Comedy. I am your host. For those of you that are new here, I am DJ Nichols. Yes, the one and only DJ Nichols. And I have 4 movies for you today. Usually I have 3, or I'm doing a reaction video, but today I have 4 whole damn movies. And those movies are The Hunt, that is supposed to be in theaters right now, but obviously they took it out of theaters, not because of COVID-19, but if they did have it in the theaters, it would promote violence and rioting and all kinds of politics like that, because it is a very nuts movie, and I'm going to get into that. The other 3 movies are Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker. This is one of the last movies that was in the theater before the pandemic started. And, you know, it's out on digital. It's streaming now, I guess is what you call it, what the kids are calling it these days. And, you know, I purchased it. I bought the movie and I watched it a couple times. And I know that there are a lot of critics that hate it, but you know what? I'm going to save it for later. The other 2 movies are I Got the Hookup 2. Remember how much that movie was being promoted in 2017, 2018? And I just totally missed it. You know, it started off with a bang with the advertisement, but, you know, I totally missed when it came out. I had some things happen this year, obviously, that, you know, distracted me. But the last movie is another movie that just came out March 13th, you know, Friday the 13th, everyone's favorite holiday. This movie is called Bloodshot, starring Vin Diesel. This is one of his famous movies that he produced himself and starred in it himself. And it's about a Marvel comic book character, which we all love those comic book characters, don't we? We all love those Marvel comic book characters. So, let's get into it and go for the first movie, The Hunt. This movie is starring a lot of actors who I recognize, but some that I don't or I haven't seen in a while. But Betty Gibbler, do you know who that is? Because I kind of don't. I've seen her in one movie, and that is the Coffee and Kareem movie, which is a movie that I did not review because I didn't like that movie. Didn't like it. You can tell Ed Helms if you want to. And now you know, if I don't like your movie and I don't do a review, then that's just what it is, my baby. That's just what it is. I was not a fan of the humor in that movie. I thought a lot of it was just weak as hell, just a lot of potty humor. And you know, I'm getting a little older now, so you know, but the movie was rated R. So, you know, it's all this potty humor, and it just I didn't like it. You know, I usually like Ed Helms movies. I think he's really funny, but I didn't like how he was playing a cop, and, you know, he's just kind of like trying to appeal to black movie watchers, I think. You know, even though it had 𝗵𝗵𝗃 in it, she's a good Academy Award winning actor. But she was whack in that movie. She smacked the dude. She was like all loud and just obnoxious. The movie was some garbage. But I'm not here to talk about that movie. I'm here to talk about The Hunt with Betty Giplin, who was also in Glow. I never watched that, and it's on Netflix, and it keeps popping up in my feed. And it's like, hey, watch this movie. We're all in leotards and we're wrestling around. We're female wrestlers. Women empowerment. We're minorities, don't forget. So I never watched it because I'm just not interested. Maybe one day I will watch that movie, but so far, out of the movies that this lady has been in, or shows that they've been in, she's kind of like 0 for 3 right now. So this movie also stars Emma Roberts. She is a good actor, but she is not in a lot of good shows and movies either. She's in American Horror Story, which a lot of people like that show, and I really only liked the first season. But the last season that they did, that 1984, I thought that was pretty neat. But most of it, you know, the whole thing with like, you know, the same actors, but it's like some different scenario. Yeah, I'm not feeling that so much. I mean, so, you know, I'll try to get into it. I'll try to watch it and follow along, but you know, most of the seasons, except for the last 2 seasons, like the ending of the last season was okay. But, you know, just if you're going to change it up, just change the actors, you know, or keep it the same. But I guess it's all tied together. A lot of people do like that show. So, you know, maybe I'm just hating because it's turned super commercial from what it was when it first started. But a lot of that stuff in that show, I just don't really like it. It's just a little too queer for me. But the last season I was feeling that. I liked that 1984 season. And it had some different actors, but some of them still were the same. But it didn't have all the same like faces that you normally see. And because that show has gotten so popular, now it just seems like some of those actors kind of sold out. And now they're acting in different shows, but they still kind of suck at acting. But I guess because they played such a wide array. But you know what? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about The Hunt. Okay, so Emma Roberts, good actor, you know. I always like her roles, even though she's in a lot of stuff that really sucks. I mean, she was in Scream. I didn't even know she was in that movie, Scream 4. Actually, that's probably the only good movie that she's ever been in, Scream 4. I mean, that's it. Scream Queens was okay, but it was kind of hard to follow. And, you know, I came in like the last season and it felt like it was attached to another Scream show and it was a different character, but I don't know, it was weird. A lot of shows are trying to do that whole like actors doing different stuff, like that American Horror Story bullshit was a good idea, which it really was not, in my opinion. Now it's The Hunt also stars a big time star, $1 Million Baby, Hilary Swank. Hilary Swank, so far, for what I've seen, she's only been in one good movie. Now it's 2, because I did like The Hunt. You know, I thought I was feeling it. Mostly, I mean, it started off really slow. I mean, really slow. Now, they did give you something at the beginning, but they still kind of hid some stuff. And I think the fact that they were like, I don't want to spoil it, but it started off slow, but I ended up liking it, and I liked the message in it, and all the acting was good, and I thought the plot was really good, and you know, all in all, it was a great movie, I think. It also had the guy Ethan Sharp in it, which is another one of those people who just, you know, he can't really get a break. I mean, recently he was in the social media for, you know, getting real swole and everything, bulking up. But this movie was obviously made way before he started to decide to do that, because he was still kind of a heavy-set guy, and he's still playing like the heavy-set role, the roly-poly character who's supposed to be, you know, funny and something to laugh at. I don't really like that type of stuff. When people do that, like trying to appeal to like a certain demographic of people who like laugh at people who have some type of disability or something that they can't help, I just don't like that. But that's kind of what that movie was about, though. But they still kind of like, I think some part of it they kind of missed what they were trying to say. So Ethan Sharp is in it. He's obviously a good actor, and I'm surprised he hasn't won any Academy Awards. I don't really know. Maybe he has, but now he's in another good movie. He's also in American History X, which, you know, that was a good movie. Yeah, so that was a good movie. The Hunt is also good, and it also has Ike Barinholtz. Ike Barinholtz is from Mad TV, and he's trying, you know. Like, I like him because he was on Mad TV, but he's, you know, for me, it's like that's what kind of makes me a little mad. Like, okay, he was on this one hit show a long time ago, and now he gets these roles every now and then, and he just, like, all of these actors in this movie, like, they could be bigger and better than they are, but you know that it's always somebody that's in their way. Obviously, like, better looking people, you know, I think, because it's like all these people are 8s and they're competing with 10s, you know, so it's just kind of like, it's hard, you know. But the last movie that Ike Barinholtz was in was called The Oath, which that was actually a good movie, and I think he actually wrote and directed that film, if I'm not mistaken, or he might have just produced it all together. But it was a good movie. It was kind of just like this one, how it was all like political and stuff like that. And I've already gone well over 16 minutes with just this one movie, so I'm gonna have to speed it up and basically just give this movie straight up a 4 out of 5. I know I talked a lot of shit about the actors, but the movie was good. It was well rounded, and you know, I paid for this movie. I didn't even buy the movie. I rented this movie because of this whole beef with Universal and AMC. I had to straight buy this or rent this fucking movie for a lot of money. I don't even want to say how much it was, but it was worth it. I think it was worth it because I'm in quarantine, I'm sitting at home, and I felt like I'm getting kind of a treat, something that they wouldn't probably normally put out there. You know, I mean, you know, I'm a big bootleg guy, so I felt like, you know, I got something, because, you know, I'm obviously thinking, how much would it cost for a movie theater to buy this movie right now? So that's the end of that. A lot of good actors in this film, and I give it a straight up 4 out of 5 piggies. 4 out of 5 pigs. No spoilers. The Rise of Skywalker. Okay. Next movie. Man, I have ran time down to nothing. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to continue to keep going because I've already gone for 20 minutes. So, I'm going to talk about this movie. This is basically an honorable mention because this movie's been out for quite some time. It's already been on digital. I don't know if they have it on Blu-ray or whatever. I don't know if you can get it on Hulu or Disney Plus now, but it's been out. It's gotten a lot of critics. This movie got a damn 53 in the Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, 53. Now the fans, they gave it a 80, obviously, because fans love Star Wars. But the Rotten Tomatoes people, man, y'all tripping. They gave this movie a lower score than what they gave Wrinkles the Clown. Now, don't get me wrong, I did give Wrinkles the Clown a 4 out of 5, but I mean, what do I have to go off of? I thought that, okay, people write code, okay? They have graphics. The graphics were always going to be sweet in Star Wars movies. I mean, they revolutionized graphics and the art in movies and the characters and the storyline. Even though there's no book that I know of, I mean, there was some story circulating around saying that there was a book attached to this movie. So I can't even say, hey, the book was better. I can only go off of the books that I read, which were Return of the Jedi and A New Hope. And off of reading that book, yes, I can say that the book was better. But that's the only lost point that I would give them. So I would still give them a 4 out of 5. I mean, this movie had Adam Driver, who is not a very well-known actor, but you know, he's decent though. He's pretty good. I haven't seen him in a lot of movies other than Star Wars, but he's still decent. Carrie Fisher, may she rest in peace. Daisy Ridley, I don't know much about her, but I've seen her in these 2 movies, Star Wars movies, and or 3 movies now, right? And she always does a good job. You know, I can't hate on her though. John Boyega, I don't know anything about him, but he is like European, and he doesn't seem like he's European in this movie, so that just makes him a good actor to me. He's always screaming and asking crazy questions. I don't know, but I never thought that Star Wars was, you know, using like a bunch of microaggressions or nothing like that. So, you know, they get a pass for me. J.J. Abrams did a really good job, like always. And, you know, he's not going down for some type of Me Too movement like all the singers and the Epsteins of the world. So I would give this movie a Harrison Ford is in this movie, and there are a couple of other people in this movie that I don't want to tell you who they are because then I'd be spoiling it. But I would give this movie 4 out of 5 lightsabers. 4 out of 5 lightsabers for Rise of Skywalker. You're welcome, YouTube. I got the hookup too. Okay, this is very rushed. I know, I'm rushing through this. I only have not that much time left. I don't know how much time I really have. I just rushed through the last one. I didn't get the chance to talk as much shit about the last one as I really wanted to, but that's okay because you know what? It was good. I gave it a score. It's over. Now I'm on to something new. The new movie that I'm on, the next movie, which is the 3rd movie that I'm on, is a movie title that is near and dear to me. I Got the Hookup. This is a big brand, right? This is a brand that started a damn movement, okay? And it's almost a damn biopic. It's almost real life because we know that when I Got the Hookup first came out, the producer of the movie, Master P, Percy Miller, hip hop extraordinaire, mogul. I remember everyone was talking about how this man was a billionaire back then. He had his own satellite in the sky. Okay? I mean, they were talking about this stuff before your Elon Musks and before your Jeff Bezos. You had Master P. Okay? I got the hookup, hook it up. I got the hookup, hook it up. Master P. Okay? Bout it. Make them say, nah. This movie was epic when it came out way back in the day. before How High, after Friday, and after Half Baked, but it's still in that realm of movies, which, you know, is one of those Cheech and Chong, big money hustlers-esque kind of movies. I got the hookup. Recently, they came out with the sequel, I Got the Hookup Too. This was being promoted like crazy in 2018. Okay, if you didn't know about I Got the Hookup Too, you didn't know nothing. Okay, now in this movie, they promoted all kinds of people. All right, all kinds of new and old celebrities. DC Young Fly from Wildin' Out, obviously Master P, AJ Johnson, you know, who I believe he played Ezell in Friday, right? So they had AJ Johnson. They knew this movie was gonna go. Fatboy SSE. If you don't know who Fatboy SSE is, go Google him. Find out who he is. Dude is really funny. He's a Instagram superstar, YouTube superstar. You know, dude is the man. He's in movies now. I was there when this dude finally got 1 million followers on Instagram. It was a crazy event, and now this dude is in movies with Master P, and you know, and him and DC Young Fly, you know, are almost, you know, eating off the same table, eating off the same plate. Master P put his son Romeo in it. Romeo Miller, who I've seen Romeo in a couple of movies. Okay, I seen him in this one zombie movie recently where he sacrificed himself to save the rest of his crew. I think that if Romeo is serious about acting, I think he could go a long way. He's got a lot of potential, and he's still young. If this was the sport, I would straight up endorse Romeo Miller as an actor. Like, for real, for real. I think he can do it. I think he can do it if he was serious about it. I don't know if he's serious, but if he was serious and he really wanted to act, I think he could be one of those, you know, henchman actors. You know, one of those people that's getting $15-20 million a film. I think he can do it. He's already got the name. He just gotta go for it. He just gotta take it serious. Now, he did produce this movie, so, you know, what do I know, right? He produced this movie along with his father, so, you know, I like where their career is going. Also, John Witherspoon, may he rest in peace. Okay, they had John Witherspoon. This is probably one of the last films that John Witherspoon made. And who knows what else he has in his catalog. You know, it's almost as if he's still alive. Like, we're still feeling John Witherspoon to this day. And it is a good feeling. Michael Blackson is in this. Michael Blackson is one of my favorite comedians. You know, I used to watch Michael Blackson on Comic View. Hilarious guy. Okay? Tiny Lister. Clifton Powell from the Friday movies. Okay, so this is one of those Friday kind of movies. They put the right people in here. They put Clifton Powell, they put Debo in here, they put Pinky in here, and they were both villains. They were good villains. They got Cheryl Underwood in here. I never really see Cheryl Underwood in a lot of movies, but she did. She was funny in this. And we also had a couple cameos: Young Jeezy, Big Boy from Big Boy's Neighborhood, Eazy-E Jr., and it was a lot of other familiar faces. A lot of YouTubers, you know, had little cameos and everything in this. And, you know, basically the plot was, you know, the bar or that they had, the burger place that they had is getting shut down, and so they gotta figure out a hustle. They gotta get to the bag. Okay, they gotta find a way to make some paper, otherwise they're getting shut down. So they are pretty much back at it again, just the same way they were in the old days. And I don't want to spoil it, but you know, they end up trying to do some dirt, trying to do some grimy stuff. Jess Hilarious is in this movie too, from Wildin' Out, and she was on that show with 𝗬𝗺 but I don't know what happened to that show. I guess it's over. I mean, I thought it was funny, but I don't know. I haven't seen anything for that show in a while. And I think they started making another show. But you know, Just Hilarious is in it. Man, it's a lot of familiar faces in this movie. Actually, it's a lot of people, and you know, I don't want to spoil it for you. You should just go out and just buy this movie and watch it, and you'll enjoy it. You will have fun watching it. So let's get to the brass taxes. This movie did not even get a score on Rotten Tomatoes. It did not get a score at all. I went to Rotten Tomatoes. It was an error. You know, it was shut down. Okay, what is that? That 404 error? That's what I saw when I went to go and see what the score from Rotten Tomatoes was. I didn't look at any other score from any other critics, but this movie is a blaxploitation movie. And they put so many people in it, so many superstars, that you couldn't even really follow along with the plot, because it was just so many, like, oh, I'm trying to get this cameo in here, I'm trying to get this exposure. And you know, DC Young Fly is usually on his prime, but he just wasn't as funny as he usually is in this movie, because he had to work with so many other people. And then Fat Boy SSE is his first movie that I've ever seen him in. And he's just being himself, you know. He's not really acting like another character, you know. It's just Fat Boy SSE, and it's you know, everybody else is kind of like acting, you know, but Fat Boy SSE and DC Young Fly are just being themselves. They don't even seem like somebody else. They don't even seem like a character from what I know and from what I've seen from these people. I guess maybe that's what they told them to do. Hey, just be yourself. And then they were just themselves. They weren't actually playing character. And it seemed like everybody was cousins in this movie. You know, like everybody. Like the villains was the main character's cousin, and everybody was a cousin or a nephew. So a lot of it just kind of didn't gel. It didn't really resonate with me, you know. I feel like it wasn't cohesive, you know what I mean. It just didn't all like come together the right way, you know. And then this one character is his son, and another character is his nephew, but in real life it just felt like, you know, they would have been better off like just rebooting this whole thing and having a different black and a different blue. But even though the movie, the production was some garbage, I'm just gonna be honest, it was some garbage. They had people who weren't even actors just saying random stuff, and it just didn't really, like I said, it didn't mesh right. But even though it was some garbage, and you can tell that they didn't really put a lot into this aside from having all these cameos, you know, left and right. And I guess, you know, if you smoke pot, if you smoke weed, you might not really care about it. And I usually don't care. I mean, I don't care. I laughed all the way through this whole movie. I thought it was really funny. Even though it was some garbage, I just, you know, kind of went back like, okay, yeah, it is kind of like the old school movies that I used to watch all the time. And it's just like those movies, and they had to put all these different characters in there. Will they ever come out with a third one? I don't know, but if they do, they should hurry up and do it, because it was funny. I just would hope that that's my only discrepancy, is that I don't feel like they put enough money into the production that they put into just the actors, you know, that are in the movie. Like if they'd have put better money in the production, some of the off-brand actors might have been able to do a little bit better and had a better chance. But everybody was, you know, outshined, I guess you would say, because I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of. But everybody was just kind of like overlooked as far as like real actual acting. And then they had a lot of YouTubers in there that were just doing their shtick, and it just didn't really, like, it wasn't really funny like that. But like, you know, you had your AJ Johnson's, like that was the one person that was actually consistent throughout the whole film. Master P was actually consistent throughout the whole thing. Like it seemed like they kind of like overdid it, you know, like they did a little too much with what they had, and they couldn't handle everybody all at once, trying to direct everybody all at once. It just seemed like it was too much for them. But still, I laughed. I thought it was really funny. You know, I bought the movie, and you know, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna keep watching it, you know, because it's a fun movie. Even though some things that, you know, but I don't always look at movies like, oh, you know, I'm about to take this movie real serious, you know. But no, but okay, so I'm still rambling. Okay, I'm definitely going over time. So let me just go ahead and tell you what this score is. I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5 cell phones. 4 out of 5 cell phones. That's what y'all get, man. I mean, I saw the movie. It's a 4 out of 5. You know, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't even give it a score. I wouldn't even give it the time of day. But I enjoyed it. All in all, it was a good movie, and it was a lot of fun. So I suggest people go out and buy this movie and watch it while you're at home, and, you know, do your thing. And you know what? Leave a comment if you do like this movie, or if you want to know more about it. I'll spoil some stuff for you. If you leave a comment, I'll give you some spoilers if you want to know, and then you can go out and buy it for yourself and have fun. So 4 out of 5 cell phones. That's what I give. I got the hookup too. And now on to my final movie, Bloodshot. Okay, final movie. I'm gonna have to make this one quick. Okay, I'm gonna have to make this one real quick and tell you what the score is right away. I'm not gonna make you wait. I give this movie, just hold on, okay, I'm gonna tell you what it is. I give this movie a 4 out of 5 soldiers. 4 out of 5 soldiers. Now, I already told you, but I'm going to tell you why, and then I'm going to give you that score again. This is why I gave this movie a 4 out of 5. Okay. First of all, it's a comic book movie. All right. I'm comic book crazy. I remember when I was a kid, that when I used to live in Chicago, and I was just a young kid in Chicago, my uncle had a big ass collection of comic books in the attic. I would go up to the attic and I would just pull out a random comic book. Just any comic book. Just random comic books in my uncle's collection. Right? I would stay up there in the damn attic in Chicago, on the south side of Chicago, all damn day reading comic books. So I'm a comic book fanatic. I read so much I don't even know what the hell I was reading. And you know what? I would sleep up there. I would read comics all day, and then I would fall asleep like a little baby in the attic with my comic books. And I still feel that same way today. So if you make a comic book movie, I'm going to see it, even if it's some garbage. Okay, I'm gonna go and see that movie. So that's one reason. Another reason is Vin Diesel, baby. Okay, it's a Vin Diesel movie. I'm an action hero, Vin Diesel star, and the man can actually act. This man is a Sundance winner. Okay, so yes, I want to be in that place too. Obviously, okay. I have never had the opportunity to act, but if I did, I would take it. And you know what? I would be trying to get into a movie with Vin Diesel. I would be trying to be a part of that crew. Okay, big time superstar. Everything this man touches turns to gold. Just about everything. Okay, so the story, I had to do some research on Bloodshot because I don't know very much about him. So I looked up some lore, and if you want to know some lore, You can look it up too. Just look up the lore and the history and the origin of Bloodshot, and you can find out for yourself. And I was interested in that storyline, and hopefully they make a bunch more of these. Hopefully they at least make 2 more. Okay, this movie reminds me of Riddick, of XXX. It doesn't so much remind me of Fast and Furious, because this is just a whole different kind of character and a whole different kind of demographic, where, you know, a soldier goes off to war and he dies, and then somehow he miraculously comes back to life through the work of some mad scientist played by Guy Pearce, and he's on a mission to a mission of vengeance for the people that killed his wife. So I find that pretty interesting, and I find that the fact that they kept looping it over and over again, I thought that was pretty neat too. And how they're trying to get him to go after all of their enemies and using him as a weapon, using Bloodshot as a weapon. So Bloodshot figures out that he's being used as a weapon, and you know the rest. Well, obviously you don't know the rest because I'm not going to spoil it, but if you do want to know, go and buy this movie. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. It is a fun movie to watch, and it's, you know, it's a PG-13 movie, so it's not all bloody and a bunch of gore. I mean, yes, there is some violence, there are some guns, but you know, as a kid, a 13-year-old kid, I would have loved this movie. You know, I would have loved it, and I would have watched the hell out of it. You know, also, yeah, it has Guy Pearce in it. Guy Pearce, I didn't actually do very much research, but I'm pretty sure he was in the Memento movie, right? Memento. And that movie I watched so many times, and I still don't understand it. Like, I'm still confused at that. Like, I can still keep watching it over and over again and just find out new stuff that I never knew was even a part of the plot twist, you know? So, I mean, it's got some decent actors in it. It's not too overwhelming either. It still kind of has that underground, you know, Vin Diesel feeling, like when he first came out with XXX. I went to the theater to see that, and I sat in there because, you know, I'm a big Vin Diesel fan. And, you know, I wish that, you know, if all this stuff wasn't going on, I would have been able to go and see this in the theater as well. But I didn't have that opportunity, so I'm just posted at home, and I watched it, and I'm eating my snacks, and, you know, I'm drinking, and I'm enjoying this movie a lot. And you know, what discrepancies do I have about this movie? What took so long? That's what I want. What took you so long to make? The thing that I don't really like about it are the graphics. Sometimes, you know, graphics can be a little too much, but then again, this movie is PG-13, so, you know, that's the only thing that kind of throws me off. I wish that it could have been more of a grimy movie. It could have been a Deadpool or a Wolverine, you know. It could have been rated R, and they could have just competed with those people like that. But, you know, Vin Diesel doesn't really make rated R movies, you know. I mean, let's be honest. He makes PG-13 movies, and they're doing just fine. You know, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So that's not really anything to complain about. Let's talk about the character Lamar Morris. Lamar Morris, haven't seen this guy in too many movies. Usually when I see him, he's still kind of playing that character from the New Girl, kinda. This time he changed it up a little bit. You can still kind of see it, but, you know, I was definitely surprised at Higgins, his character Higgins. I can't wait till they make a sequel and see what Higgins can do. It just seemed a little lame, I guess. But, you know, there was kind of like a little battle between technicians, is what they call it in the movie. When somebody stole his code and put it into the machines that are a part of Bloodshot, and he was able to hack into the code. But it just felt like, you know, they need to make another one where he's like there throughout the whole movie, because almost the whole movie went by before they actually showed Lamar Morris. You know, like 2/3 of this movie, half of this movie already went by until they finally introduced this character. And I think they could have done so much with him. They could have showed what he was doing all that time before that. But it's like, oh, well, they gotta show this Vin Diesel character and how he's. It's like, you know what? Let's move on. Let's go. Let's see what this character's doing. At least once, at least one time before they show all this other stuff. You know, they could have said, hey, I stole this code from blah blah blah, and you know he's out there and you gotta find him or whatever. You know, they could have had Vin Diesel search for all of those people all at once instead of just one at a time too, which would probably make more sense, because I think that's how the lore was. Like, he just went out and he just found each person individually, and it wasn't just all like, oh, I had to come back and then dream the same dream again and then go out. It was pretty much like everything all happened at once, and then he just recognized everybody that was in the room at the same time, and then he went out there and tried to and got everybody, and then realized, oh, he had made a mistake. Instead of he was going like one guy after another, and there was only two guys that he went after. You know, and I think the movie could have been a little bit longer. But you know, there's always gonna be some type of sin, right? But all in all, you know, I'm happy about it. You know, I'm happy about my purchase, and I don't feel too bad. And so, like I said, I give this movie a 4 out of 5 soldiers. Yeah, 4 out of 5. That's pretty good. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it a lot. And you know what? It's time for me to get out of here. I've held you guys up long enough. Please like, share, subscribe, and click on that bell icon so you can be notified the next time I upload more content. I'm getting better at that. I really am. So I'll see you guys next time. And stay safe out there. Peace out. Bye, yoga. Peace. See you later. You can click off at any time. I'm gonna do this all day.